How's it going?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I always have to check. I never, I never know if I get these things right.
Like one time out of like three times, I was always like something wasn't working.
I know it's that
Sorry.
awkward, like that Zoom call that never really is like. Yeah, I know.
I think it's the first time we talked, no?
Yeah, it's the first time. Yeah,
Yeah,
we always been
so-
like typing, but we never gotten to talk. So this is
yeah.
like super fun.
I'm super stoked for
I,
today.
I know it's gonna be great. If you want, I know you got a heart out, so you got a fun like party to go to for like the studio. So
Yeah,
we can jump right in if you wanna just
of
start
course.
checking out some
Yeah,
reels.
that
All
works
right,
for
great.
me.
Perfect. Well, thank you again for taking the time out of your day to come review some reels. This is a fun thing we've been doing on the Discord boards of just of students and professionals graciously submitting their reels for other professionals to check out. It's all about that constructive critique, and we've
Yeah,
got quite a few. So, I'm
love that.
Doug. I'm a compositor and VFX supervisor, and all sorts of other things that kind of changed my day. And why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Geneviève Trottier, also known as Just Call Me Jen.
I like it. Perfect.
I'm a compositor, and I love my job. I love
Uh,
it, love it, love it. And I'm not a VFX supervisor.
Now, one day, don't worry. It's they trap you. I wanted to be a VFX
They try
supervisor until then I was. I was like, oh, but I miss doing the shots.
something.
I
Yeah.
miss being on the box, you know?
Playing Pong on Nuke, right?
Yeah, yeah. What'd you think of that? That was kind of
I didn't try it, but I'll try it for sure.
I need to post the code. I made the I was trying to it turns out like I made the computer way too good at Pong and it was like really demoralizing to me because it
Oh
was just
no.
whooping me. So I tried to make it not so good. Now I got to balance it, but I was gonna post the code for you guys to like play with and
Oh, that's exciting.
little fun
I'll check
game.
it out. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and you've been like starting to do like Python too, right? You've been starting to do some coding?
Yeah. Listen, for now, I feel like I'm lacking a bit of time to get into it, but
Yeah.
I might take the time very soon to get better at it. I've got the Adrien
Yeah.
Pueyo's class.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I think I'm like yes, and the class is awesome. I don't want
Is
to
it?
plug anything here, but it's great.
Oh, no,
I've
no, plug
loved
it. I
it.
want him to yeah, he's
It's
a fantastic
amazing,
compositor.
and he's so available. Like I had because I bought the early bird, so when it wasn't even finished, and
Yeah,
there was some little bugs and stuff, and he was so available for feedback. And I had questions on one
so
lesson
cool.
that I had a hard time going through, and he was so available. He's a
That's
great
so
guy.
cool. And so he
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
gives
yeah.
you like one-on-one, like, if you
Oh
have
no,
trouble?
it's not. It was just because I was a bit stuck. So
Yeah.
I actually decided to like dare to ask him on LinkedIn, like ask a
Oh.
question, and he explained. And I was so happy that he was available to do that. But I don't know if he does like one on one. It was like not an official anything. It was just me
Sure.
asking,
It was
like
just him being
reaching
a
out
good
for
guy.
help. Yeah, just him being him, I guess, because he's great. Anyways,
Yeah.
I've never worked with him, but his class is really well structured, especially for people who don't have like a basis in Python. It starts really on the basics, so
Yeah.
and then it switches to like nuke centered Python. So you really learn like functions and
Yeah.
like how to actually like kind of speak the language, and then you switch to like nuke centered function like Python. So
Yeah, like applied.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like a kind of a two part, and there's lots of quizzes, and the quizzes are really hard. So sometimes you have like to redo the lesson several times.
Oh, man.
Sometimes the quizzes were like, oh, and you gotta get like 80%. So it's not like you half-ass the
You can't
quizzes.
I would have man, I'm glad high school wasn't like that because I would never have I was
Well, you
loving
know,
that
when
C
yeah,
for
when I
chemistry.
wasn't, yeah, well, chemistry.
Who needs it,
I love
right?
science. I'm super curious, but that wasn't my thing for sure.
Yeah, me neither. Well, it's so cool that like he's offering like I've seen actually a lot of compositors like just offering these lessons for people like just interested. I think it's all like everybody wants to share what they like, and it's really cool that like everybody gets to like, yeah, I want to do Python too. I
For
think that's so
sure.
neat.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's been a really cool, like, I'm really curious, and I feel like just um uh, pimping my Nuke with extra functions and extra defaults and extra tools and stuff like that's been really helpful,
Yeah,
like on productivity and stuff. So that's really something that I look to do, like improve productivity, improve constants and processes and stuff like that. So it's really something I appreciate.
that's super cool. I'm working on a little side Python thing where I hate the backdrops. Like I don't know about you, but
Oh
like
gosh,
the
don't get me
default
started on that. Yeah.
the default backdrop colors in Nuke are just no bueno. Like, and I'm colorblind too, so it's just like, dude, come
Are
on.
you
Like,
colorblind? You're a
yeah,
colorblind compositor. How
I'm
is
a
that
colorblind
possible?
compositor. I don't know.
Wow. Oh,
I
that's amazing.
I've learned what colors should look like. So then the luminance
Ah,
channels really are helpful. I like those, and it
I'm
helps because my
fascinated.
yeah, yeah, and what's funny is my wife is, like, the exact opposite. She's got this amazing color eye. So, she was always my secret weapon in the studios. I'd be like, because we always work together, I'd be like, "Hey, Jess,
Oh yeah. How
come
does it look?
let me get your eye."
That's
And there was too many times I would
amazing.
have, like, she would call them, fart green, dust clouds. And I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna take that green
Oh,
down. Thank you."
that's good.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
wow, I'm
I'm working on a
fascinated.
Python thing to kinda give me some different
Have you
backdrop
tried the
colors.
glasses?
I do. Oh, yeah. Do you wanna
The
see my glasses?
glasses that make people cry on
Oh, let's do it.
YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. These are my pink.
And does it work?
It totally does. What's really weird is so when I put them on right now, everything is, like, pink,
Yeah,
but then you wear
but
them
then
for,
your
like, a few
brain gets
minutes,
used to it?
your brain literally white balances,
Yeah.
and, then everything looks normal, and then when you take them off, the world looks so weird. It looks like just so trippy, and you're like, the sky's
Wow.
green, the grass is blue. You're like, "What is happening?" So,
That's fascinating.
yeah, I wear this all the
I've
time when I
never
work.
met a colorblind compositor. I'm fascinated.
There you go. You got your bingo card ready, right? You can
Yeah, it's like the Joker card of the day.
That's it.
That's
That's
amazing.
it. Well, let's check out some other compositors.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull up, let me
I feel like we could chat for an hour on
that's
random
oh, we
sometimes.
totally could. Yeah. Well, that's what's
Let's
awesome
go.
is everybody on the Discord. We just all like to
Oh, yeah,
chat.
I know. That Discord is magical.
Did it. All right, we got a minute 26 too. So let's check out
Oh,
Jen
that's good.
Lee's
Good length.
for sure.
Good length.
Yeah. Can you hear the audio or no?
I don't.
All right. Like I was saying, it's a good little bouncy guitar riff. Fuse effects, okay.
Mm,
SCAD, my alma
scary.
mater. So we got a smoke master.
Well, yeah.
Every good effects person, right?
Muzzles.
Oh, that's right. Okay. That's a good sim.
Mhm.
Epic.
Yeah. There's some good stuff in there.
Yeah, there is, right?
Big shots.
I'm glad that they're showcasing their effects in context because I sometimes effects artists will just get stuck in like showing oh it didn't there's ends. Oh, too
The
bad. Like
sim and not the comp.
yeah, not in like actual like practical,
Mhm.
see it in context. I think that's really strong. This is definitely a very strong shot. Let's just go shot by shot. Let's go there. Yeah, I as a composer, what do you think about this? Large ocean surface shading.
Uh, the boat, I need to focus on the sim, and the sim I really like.
Yeah, and the large
The sim I really
ocean
like.
surface. Yeah.
The boat is a little bit too clean for me, but that's another story. Anyways, we're judging the effects.
Well, it's a little flat too. I come from
Is
lighting,
it?
so
Yeah,
it's a little
it's a
flat.
yeah, I question the lighting and the texture.
Yeah.
But are is the water sim
Yeah, let's
is
check
it
that
the
out.
water sim or just the smoke and the fire?
It
Large
says
ocean
large oaf yeah.
surface. Oh,
So then maybe not even the smoke, so just the ocean. Okay.
yeah, yeah. Having worked on Argyle and we had like tons of large ocean sims,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
really good work.
Yeah,
And I
dude.
also like the perspective, the atmospheric perspective. I feel like
Yeah.
it disappears well in the distance. But yeah, the water, I like it. What can I say?
Yeah, it's nice too, because like, the water sometimes, like, that's gonna be the first thing that's gonna, like, lose scale, right? Like, if
Yeah,
it's
for
not the
sure.
exact
Yeah. The
turbulence,
scale's good. It makes the boat feel super big.
yeah, you definitely get the
Yeah.
scale.
Yeah, yeah. You get the scale exactly.
Yeah, I'm
If
gonna
the
have to watch
waves sometimes are too big, like the boat seems a bit smaller.
yeah,
I like it, honestly.
yeah,
That's a good
if
job.
they wanted to plus it up, I mean, this is gonna be this is a production shot, so this is effects artist is executing the director's vision.
Yeah,
It would be nice if it had some white caps or just some little, like,
I
surface,
agree with you. Yeah, yeah.
just
I
tiny
agree.
little bits. It's that last 5%, right?
I think we had some, yes, for sure. We had some 2D ones that we were adding.
Oh, just, like, straight up
Little,
cards?
yeah,
Ah, cheaty. I like it.
yeah, very cheaty.
It's
And
all
sometimes you
composite.
wonder
We're
if
all
it's really
cheating.
worth it because it's lots of work
It
to
is,
get
I know.
cards
It so is.
for white foam.
Oh,
Oh,
I
that's
find this
very
yeah, listen, what is this movie reminiscent of? What is that movie? Ewan McGregor, um, oh, what was it? It even had a young Tom Holland before, Spider-Man. It was, oh, what was it? It was a true story too. This is
I don't
very
know.
reminiscent of that. Well,
No
it'll come to
idea.
me after this is done, but
So tree models, props tree models, and crowd models excluded.
okay.
Okay, so that means all the water.
Yep, all elements,
That's a
none of that.
lot. Is the is the pool plate? I guess the pool's plate.
I'm feeling like that's CG,
Is
right?
it? Yeah.
It looks
It's very green.
it is very green. It is very green. Yeah, I love
I
the
I
white
don't
water.
know. I think it's plate. Look how the water goes on top of the other water.
Yeah,
I think it's plate.
we'll have to put a poll in the, in the comments. Is it plate or CG?
Is it
Finley, tell
plate?
us.
I think it's plate.
Yeah, it might be, it might
Look.
be.
Uh,
I don't know, I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, we'll see, we'll
We'll
see.
ask.
It's a solid yeah, it's a solid shot. It's very epic. Again,
It
like, the scale's
is.
really good, and,
Lots of work. I really like the water work. Good
yeah,
job.
very good job. Water's
Mhm.
one of those things that, water and fire,
Hard. Yep.
they're not easy, even today. Like, they're
No.
still not easy.
Yep.
They can go wrong real fast.
For sure.
Alright. Alright, let's see.
Ah,
Insects.
flies. Yeah, the black level bugged me a bit here. I feel like
Th
it's too dark.
Oh,
Bugged
yeah.
me, pun intended.
Yeah, and it's hard too, because, like,
It's
we're looking
hard.
at it from a compositor's,
Yeah,
eye, and it's an effects artist. The
I
effects
can't
artist
turn that
will
off. Yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
yeah. I can't turn that off, unfortunately.
I
But yeah, the flies are look really good.
yeah, I like them. Yeah, they're good. Yeah,
I'm happy.
I'd be interested if we could gamma it up, gamma it down, see, like,
Yes, I know, so frame by frame.
it's what you
It's
do.
like sometimes people ask me for my opinion on Roto, and I'm like, I wish I could like watch frame by frame and be able to like have a real review on like motion blur and stuff, but on
Yeah,
on little movies like that, it's not possible, unfortunately.
yeah. Well, this is, one of the shots too. It doesn't scream CG to me,
No, no,
which
no,
is
but
nice, right?
to me, the black level just unfortunately makes me know that it's not real, but it's true. It's not like sometimes you just see little dots and that's pushing it. But yeah,
Yeah.
that looks really natural. I agree with you.
Well, and it's interesting too because it's a very quick shot. I'd be curious to
Mhm.
see this again in context because
Yeah, for sure.
we do that all the time when we review stuff in studio, just like we like to look at the surrounding shots because
Yeah.
then you'll see like maybe the shot came up so quick you didn't get the read on the bug. So
Mhm.
they're like, let's introduce more contrast so you see it more.
Yeah, I agree completely with you. It's true.
You never know. You never know.
Sometimes in context, you need to push some stuff
Yeah.
a bit further. It's nice.
Got some more smoke. That's good smoke.
Smoke. I can't argue. That's good smoke.
It's good smoke. I thought it was a plate.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I was
Good
like,
smoke.
where's the effects?
Yeah.
That's the smoke. Very good
That's the
looking smoke.
telltale sign of a good effects. Where's
Yeah.
the effects?
That
All this
too.
debris.
Great smoke.
Yeah.
Love it. Well layered. Can't say anything about that.
Do you get
Fuse
to play around?
effects.
Do you play around with any effects in your free time? What free time, right?
Oh gosh. Yeah. I tried Houdini a bit and then I was like, oh my God, this is so complicated.
It is. Yeah. Yeah,
It's hard.
we lit an entire, feature film in Houdini for a Book of Life, and
Oh
it was not a lighting package at the
gosh,
start.
it's tough. I was like, it'd be nice to know a little bit of effects.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
No. Yeah, no, this is solid. Good, yeah,
It
procedural
is.
muzzle
I
flashes.
I can't complain. It's very nice. That's really cool.
Yeah, this is I actually
Water sim.
really like this shot. And it seems like this
And
is
it's good.
most likely a personal project right there.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like she did everything in there. He,
And
she, Jen. Well,
Jen Lee.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's nice. Maybe a
Yeah,
little bit more condensation, if I'm nitpicky
yeah,
on the
maybe.
glass.
Yeah,
So you feel the heat,
yeah, yeah.
maybe.
I agree with you. Or a small, very small water all over the inside.
Yeah. Maybe some, I don't know, my kitchen never looks like this.
I
Mine's
keep
so smudgy.
thinking that glass would explode
Oh,
if there
it's because
was
you gotta get that good
water.
Pyrex. You gotta get that good Pyrex glass. It'll never
Yeah,
explode, yeah. It's a good shot. I'm glad that they're putting in their personal
it
projects
looks
too.
really good. Yeah, it's nice. I
Kinda
really
shows what
like
they're
it.
interested in.
There's good detail.
Changeling. This is
Water
epic.
as well? Lord, Jesus. Jen, girl. It's crazy. I hope you're a girl, Jen. I'm sorry. If you're a boy, I'll be sad. Jen,
Jen
person, you're
yeah,
great.
look at this. This is so good.
This
This is
is great
straight
work.
pirates.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. Again, the
Really
scale's
good work. I
fantastic.
cannot complain about anything. It looks really good.
Yeah, no, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
And when I read this, when I saw this shot first pop up, I thought we were gonna get a Godzilla minus
Yeah.
zero. I was like, "Oh, oh, man." But
Yeah.
it's got that same vibe to it, but it's just some good explosion stuff.
That too. Lighting works.
Yeah.
I don't find anything that annoys me.
It's had to bug him so much just blurring out all that beautiful effects work just for the
Yeah,
depth of field, right?
for
You can tell
sure.
it's really good.
It's like when you do inside and they do like a super nice outside and they keep wanting to like show it and you're like, it makes no sense.
No,
It
your
needs to be
exposure.
completely overexposed.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, I had a VFX supervisor once who had a horrible term for it, but it was, what they were trying to say is get your ego out of the shot and just do what's right for the
For
shot,
sure. Yeah.
but he would just start yelling out like, "Kill the babies, just kill the babies." And then what they meant was, don't be precious about it, just kill the
Stop being
babies.
sentimental. Yeah,
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 just
yeah, yeah.
he got the point across, but it was
My
a
best mentor ever always was drilling into me, and I think I keep thinking about it every time. He was like, "You have to ask yourself all the time, is this mathematically correct?
ooh,
Mathematically correct."
yeah, that's very
And
true,
I always think about that now. What is like the sometimes you need to cheat, right? But what is it that makes that mathematically correct?
for sure. Yeah, I always think too, like, what's good for the story, right? Like, for that
Oh,
specific
also.
shot,
Yeah,
is it good for the story or not?
yeah, yeah, for sure.
And I was zooming in on this because I see this right here. This would bug me. See that? It looked like almost like
Mm.
a distortion, but I'm wondering if it's just like a layering issue or I don't know. It's very fast, but it was catching my eye.
What is the effects on those? Scene layout, shading,
Cloths.
plot sim. Okay. Seems
Okay.
like a very stylized
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It
Job.
looks like it. Yeah. Castle in the sky. Yeah. Again, it's one of those things that like I'd love to know more about it because
Yeah, I feel like I'm lacking context because it almost looks
very
like
clean.
some texture is missing, but it's probably just the look of the CG, you know?
Yeah. 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 It's still a good shot. Yeah. You
Of
never know what
course.
I think
It
that's
looks
one thing
really
that people
good.
don't realize working in studios is you don't really get to pick the shot you're working on.
Yeah,
You
for
don't get to
sure.
pick all the directions. You just
Well,
do
Jen, you got good shots.
yeah, it's nice, right?
I like the flags, like the wind and the flags and stuff.
Yeah, look at those
It's
little
really
tiny
good.
micro,
Yeah, exactly.
distortion. Yeah, that's nice. That's
I
really
like
nice.
it.
I'm glad you spotted.
Clouds. Yeah, clouds are nice. Good job, Jen.
Yeah, like it.
It's really good. Yeah.
Slow-mo muzzle flash.
Muzzle.
Yeah, it looks good.
Sparkles are a bit too sharp, maybe? What do you think?
Yeah, maybe.
They catch my eye a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that high contrast, right? Can I step
Yeah,
there? No, I can't step.
a
Okay.
bit too sharp. But it's not Jen's fault, probably. It's the comping
Yeah. Well, what's funny too is like
or the
how
context, like you were saying earlier. Sometimes they want like the sparks and stuff. So,
yeah, for it to
but
read
yeah,
a little bit.
it's good. Yeah,
High contra yeah, good execution. It's nice. Griselda.
very
Did you ever
nice.
watch it? It's on Netflix.
Nope,
It's on
haven't.
my never-ending list of shows to
Yeah.
one day watch.
Did you hear good things?
Yeah, I heard really good things, yeah.
Okay, I'll put it on my list too. Griselda.
So I'm confused about this shot, though. Slow-mo muzzle flash.
It's
Maybe we
probably
should
just that. I agree with you. Is it with the other one? Maybe.
it might be a straight cut, yeah. I mean, it's yeah, 'cause it's still the same thing. I would that's one of those things you
I
wanna
don't.
only have, like,
Yeah.
what, you know,
I
the
don't think
actual
I would leave it. Yeah, I think I would leave it out because it just leaves people to wonder if there's
yeah,
anything, but there isn't anything in in that shot specifically.
yeah. Alright, let's
I
move
would
on
take
to
it out.
this
All
this
elements except tree. So that's full CG.
it looks like full CG, yeah.
Good
Yeah,
water,
the water, yeah. Does it bug you?
good water, good phone. No, no, no. I'm saying it works. I think.
Thi this bugs
Anything
me a little
anymore?
bit over here. This feels like the lighting's off of, the
I
actor
agree with
wanted
you. It's like it's in another direction, and it feels like there's a big fill light
mhm.
coming from the back on the character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Looks like there's
Yeah.
no shadow.
Yeah, I agree, and there's no real, depth of field to this. It all feels very equally in focus, which
And the shadows, like the shadowy parts of the foreground,
yeah.
is pretty dark compared to the shadows on the big rocks in the back.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's what's bugging me. There's not a lot of depth
Yeah, I
to it.
think Yeah, I think that's probably the issue.
Yeah. Yeah, just high contrast foreground, a little bit more atmosphere around
To
this area,
to
and
be honest, like, I don't know what you think, but I can almost not tell what direction the light is coming from if I look just at the rocks next to uh, the fall, the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
waterfall.
yeah.
But, like,
Mhm.
on both sides, I have a hard time figuring out like, how the light's hitting those.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, there's some confusing parts of it, right? Compositionally, like, you
Yeah,
don't your eye goes right here, but then,
yeah,
my eye starts getting pulled to the left, then it gets
yeah,
pulled to the right. It's it needs a little bit more focus, and,
yeah.
I think all that was
Water
on.
is nice.
It's a
Good
great
water.
sim.
Yeah.
Jen
Good
knows how to
water
sim.
and good, mists.
Yeah, it's
Good
very
mist.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's very nice. All right. And then we got let's watch this in that speed.
Was there the compositing done too? Because I feel like there's some tracking issues on the rocks.
Yeah, it said all
It's,
elements except, but I'm wondering.
if it's like a patchwork of things that were done separately,
Yeah.
I feel like those rocks. Do you see the rocks to the right? It feels like they come from two different sources, not the foreground, the background.
Oh,
Like the
right
like
here,
this
like,
is more textured than
yeah,
the part that's more to the right. Anyways, it's fine.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
personal work. But yeah, Sims are really great.
yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, I'm a bit of a rock climbing nerd, so I'm looking. I'm like, I
Uh,
don't know if that
I
would
just feel
that
like
smooth of
this,
rocks would be around that
what
water of
you're
the road.
pointing out, that piece you were pointing, yeah, this one
Yeah,
feels like a misfit with the two other ones.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially
Texture is
the
different. Yeah, exactly. It's
level
like
of
two different kinds of
detail.
rocks
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
ish. Anyways, Jen, still really good FX work.
yeah.
Good
Yeah,
job.
it's awesome. There's always things to improve. That's what I like about constructive
Course. Yeah,
critique.
yeah. And
It's
especially personal work, right? It's always like lots of work on free time and stuff for sure. Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's all about making it even better. It can
Yeah.
always be better.
For sure. Yep.
All right,
Well,
multiple explosion sim setup,
huge.
smoke sim setup, shading. Senior effects artist in this one. Yeah, nice. Yeah, good. Yeah, it's a good filler. There's definitely some shots here you could probably cut. I know it's always like faux pas to like have a demo reel that's like a minute, but I really don't mind like if it's a really strong minute. How about you?
Yeah,
What do
me
you feel
too,
about it?
because
Yeah.
like let's be realistic. Most of the recruiters won't watch the whole thing if it's I try to stay under 2 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I used to have a much shorter demo. Now I have a lot more good shots. So it's kind of hard to stay under 2 minutes, but I always try my best to stay under 2 minutes.
Yeah,
It's
agreed.
hard. It's hard not to be emotional. That's what's hard, I think. When you update your demo, you need to cut some stuff you really love.
And kill the babies, right?
Well, the babies. You're
It's a
right.
horrible It's
That's
a
gonna be
horrible
my
term.
new favorite expression
Please don't make that be the the English
in my
expression
head.
oh,
But
no.
to be honest, Jen, I think if you had to cut some stuff, I might cut your waterfall
Yeah, I might cut that,
because
yeah.
yeah, I think the sim is really good, but there might be some stuff in there that are gonna catch the eye
Yeah, yeah,
more than you want for the wrong reasons. So if you really love it, I would suggest improving it. But if you're not too emotional about it, if
yeah.
there's a shot I would cut, I would I would probably cut this one.
Yeah, yeah, and it's on there for, like, a good 3, 4 seconds. That'd be fine.
Yeah.
Give a little
So
bit more
you'd
pace.
still be fine. No, that's good. That's good too.
Yeah, and it's nice too, like, demo reels are a lot about editing, right? So, you have these really cinematic shots, and then you
Mm,
have a camera shake, so the photography aspect of the cinematography of this jars, like, it bumps,
yeah,
and it kinda, like, takes you out of it.
I would probably just take it out.
Just take it out.
That looks really good.
Yeah, these look great. These are
Dude, those look super huge.
yeah, massive, right?
Yep.
Blade War. I want to see Blade War.
Nice.
So this bugs me. All right, so
This bugs
Jen,
you?
this that bugs me. Water sim and atmosphere. Water. I'll really try to focus on that first, but it just bugs me to see these super sharp muzzle hits. These little dings,
Yeah,
right?
I noticed that too. Yeah.
So sharp,
Like
and
the
it's only a
sharp
few
movement.
frames, so it's even sharper, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's so sharp.
Yes, you're right. Very sharp.
And look
All
how
it
nice that
needed, it
integrated in the
was
water.
like a tiny, tiny blur, to be honest, and it wouldn't have been
Yeah, the the
annoying.
the the story of this shot is definitely not like, the muzzle flashes. It's the
Yeah.
story of the shot seems to be people jumping overboard.
Mhm.
So, that would be like where I would really try to highlight maybe some extra surface detail, but this is again a really good water sim. Jen seems to
Sure.
have a niche.
Yeah, that shot, I'm more annoyed because there's 0 camera movement, and for water shots, it's
I
really weird to have such a static camera, parce que I
totally.
switched to French
No, it's
'cause
okay. Let it go.
parce que 'cause you're on water, there's always gonna be movement, so if just that caught my eye
Yeah.
as, like, a studio looking kind of shot, but the water sim is great. So,
Yeah.
Jen, that's not your choice, that the camera movement is inexistent, but
Yeah, it definitely
very
feels like
comfortable.
like a backlot, right? Like, one of those big I had a little bit of time to walk around the Paramount, studio backlot back in the day, and they have, like, this really cool parking lot that they used to just flood. It was in, like, this big basin,
They
they'd flood it.
flood it.
Yeah, and I was like, "That's"
Oh,
and it had a big sky in the back of it, so you could and then a bunch of
I
cars
think
just
so.
parked. Like,
That's great.
people going to work. But they would shoot these types of shots, and it would be that kind of classic locked off shot, and you do need a little bit of that bounce, you know?
Yeah, I think. Or,
Yeah,
fake it and comp, but there
there
needed
you go.
some movements in there. That's really good looking.
Yeah, this is good. I don't like it. This is really good looking.
This is
Fantastic.
really good looking. This is just
Wu-Tang
awkward.
and American Saga. Hell yeah. All right.
But I think it's in the genre.
Yep.
It
Yep. I think you're exactly right. I think it's supposed to not
I
look.
think it's a genre of yeah, 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 yeah. I love it. It's great. The
Yeah.
sim is good. Yeah.
Yeah, the Sim's fantastic. Explosion Sim. This is great.
I think it needed a little bit of a glow or more interaction maybe, but that's comp.
Yeah, this all
It's not
comp.
your fault, Jen.
I know.
A little bit
Really.
to
That
feel
explosion's great.
to
Yeah, it's
feel
really good.
together with the building.
Yeah.
Looks good,
Jen,
Jen Lee. Good
Jen
work.
Lee. Love
Yeah.
it. That's fantastic. All right, let's give Jen a little thumbs up.
Yeah,
Say that we've
yeah,
watched that,
yeah.
and, let's, how much time we got? Yeah, we got a little bit.
Jamar.
Jumar, let's do
I love
Jumar.
Jamar.
Jamar
VFX compositor.
Rattray? VFX compositor, right. I hope I'm
Rattray.
pronouncing his last name right.
Jamar.
Alright, let's
Let's
go.
do it.
Oh,
Like
it's great
typo.
background music. Love this.
Is it action VFX footage?
That looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, I like those guys. Thank you guys.
I like him a lot too.
What you
Yeah,
do
they're
is awesome.
super, super, important for the industry.
Yeah, for sure. It's so hard as a compositor when you start to get like proper footage that's like invaluable.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, this is nice.
Nice.
That's some good marker removal.
Marker. Yeah, good job on the markers.
Okay, alright.
Okay.
Look at that, a solid 52
Yeah,
seconds.
I like it. Doesn't have to be long, just has to be good.
Yeah, so, Jamar seems to be, just getting into the industry, which is
Yeah.
great. Yeah, again
Um, I question the color of the foreground. It's a bit too blue to me.
mhm.
It's a bit too
Yeah, And
Um,
this, do you see the scope? You see the little,
yeah, there's a bit of a background into it.
yeah.
I
I
don't
don't,
think that would be realistic. It's not a hole usually,
no,
is it?
I don't think, uh,
No,
I don't
because
think
there's
so.
the pillar behind it too that would block the pillar would block the
Mhm. Yeah, you're right. Yep,
but
you're right.
it's a bit like once I was watching like a car comp demo and the mirror was a hole.
Mm,
So it's kind
yeah.
of yeah. It, but that's an easy fix anyways. Yeah,
Yeah, just a
I
little
agree.
garbage mat, little hole fill. It's not too bad. Yeah, it's good, another thing that kind of jumped out at me was this, camera shake right here. That little blur seems a little,
Yeah, sampling's a bit low.
yeah. Yeah, I wonder if, it looks like they built, like, the whole background plate too and then added stock footage, a little bit of explosions.
Okay, and stock footage integration.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Okay.
motion blur, the hole.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And maybe can you go back to the plates? I think the edges are a bit sharp
I think the edges in my kid's home.
or
Hi.
eaten in a little bit maybe.
Yeah, I think just a little bit sharp.
I
Yeah,
think the key is just a tad too aggressive. Uh, Jamar, your key never has to be completely black.
mhm.
If your dispel is good, even if you don't have like a completely black alpha, it's gonna even sometimes help a little bit your integration.
Yeah, I agree, and
So that's
hey,
my
you know who
recommendation.
has a fantastic spill suppression? And I'm not plugging him again,
Go for
but
it.
Adrian Paeo has a
Oh yeah,
fantastic spill
I use
suppression
it all the time.
all the
AP spill.
me
AP
too.
dispel. Anyways, I
It's
just
really
typed
good.
AP and it's in my tool set.
Yeah, I use it
Yeah,
all the time, I'm not even kidding.
Adrian, your tools rock
They are
and your class too.
fantastic. They are great.
And he's also a crazy climber. Then you did you know that?
I didn't know, oh man, there's rock
He
climbers
does
everywhere.
like free climbing like old buildings.
Oh, he's an urban climber, he's even cooler.
Yeah, I'll send you some footage.
Oh,
He's
please,
got
I'm
a
just a
sick YouTube channel.
what?
Yeah. I was curious one day. I was like, does he have a YouTube channel? And then I got into his building climbing things. So
What?
I'll send it to you. Yeah.
Oh, please do.
Yeah.
That's
I'll send it to
badass.
you tomorrow at the latest for sure.
I love it. I'm looking forward to that now.
Mhm.
Alright. Yeah, and it looks like too, he's, using the, IBK color
Yeah.
gizmo since he's doing the cross plate. Yeah, clean plate. Yeah. Yeah,
That
it's
looks
good. Yeah.
good. Yeah. It's just the edges are a bit too sharp to my taste. It feels like.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree. Camera shake is a good touch, but the sampling is too low. And
Yeah.
I think your foreground could be less blue, and
Yeah,
it would help your integration with your background, which is really
agreed.
great. By the way, I like the bokehs you're using. I like the defocus on your background. I think it looks really good.
Mhm.
I really like it. It's just I think it's a bit too blue for your background. It looks good for for your foreground is a bit too blue for the background you're using.
Agreed. Yeah, it flattens it out. You wanna have that color
Yeah.
range, right?
And also I think the blacks are a bit too blue as well if I look at the pillars.
Yeah, I think you're
If there
right. I
was a
think
little
again
bit less blue, it would help the integration. It just really feels like there's a background and then there's a foreground.
yes. Yeah, that is
And
exactly right. Very
and
well put.
the goal is really to make those mush together
Yeah.
and a little bit less blue would help, I think.
Just a little bit tiny little tweaks,
A
tiny
good
little
trick
tweaks.
a good trick we do sometimes, it's a big cheat, is to blur the heck out of your background and plus it a little bit on your foreground.
Okay, that's a
Have you
great
done that
trick.
before? We've done that a ton. When you really need to integrate 2 things together, just take your
There
background, blur the heck out of it, and merge it and plus a little bit on top of everything.
See, that's why I like doing these things. Those are those really great little tips. I love people are sharing those on the boards. Yeah, fantastic. It's
We
gonna make
do that all the time for finaling. How do you pronounce that?
yeah,
But,
finaling, yeah,
finaling, and, it always does a little bit the trick.
yeah, that's great. All right,
Yeah.
next shot. Let's,
Oh,
we got
yes.
CG integration tracking Nuke particles. Oh, we did this in Nuke. Nuke particles.
New particles, tricky.
Very tricky.
I always found this dragon a little bit tricky, like, it's not the first time I see it.
Well, you know dragons, right?
No, but that yes, I do.
You know dragons a lot.
That dragon in particular, like, that shot, I always find it a little bit tricky.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tricky too with this. I'm looking at the eye line, right?
Yeah, the eye line, but it's like a package shot I think people use together, or maybe a school's using that for exercises, or I'm not
Okay,
sure,
yeah.
but I've seen this come before, and I'm always a bit triggered with the fact that he's not looking at the right place exactly.
Yeah. Well, and, like, where do you look, right? Like, where's the eye
Yeah,
of the
you can't
creature?
really look, like, I don't think I would stand that close to that kind of beast anyways, to be
Yeah,
honest.
right? This is a
I would
brave
probably back off.
no, back off, man. Yeah,
Um,
I'm curious too, like, what is the nuke particles? Is it just the spark? Is
yeah,
he
I don't
using
know.
nuke particles to do the
Maybe
lightning
the smoke?
bolts? Maybe the smoke? I would lo if he's using nuke particles to do that smoke, I would love to see a breakdown of that.
Yeah,
That
me
would
too,
be
for sure, yeah. And also, if there's something that strikes me is that I think the light would need to interact more with the character.
mm,
I feel like all the flashes and stuff, I don't see them enough on the character.
yeah, agreed. Yeah, just heightening the
Like, I
drama a bit.
really need to see more, like, I would probably, like, take a curve tool and like, the
Mm,
the light effect and
yeah,
calculate the average of the light changing and grade my character using the curve tool.
yeah, yeah, I think you're right.
Like, the
Well, the
average, the
mhm.
it average, anyways,
I
if
do that all the
anybody's
time.
curious, yeah, I do that all the time, I love it, the curve tool and do what is it? Average luminosity? I can't
Mhm.
remember, like, the
Yeah, and
default.
just pick your whole plate and just, like, get the average peak.
Exactly,
Yep,
yeah,
mhm.
yeah, yep. Or
Yeah, the
stabilize a part and calculate the light difference.
people do not understand how powerful the curve tool is in Nuke. It
Oh,
is
I love
it
it.
is
It's great.
crazy powerful. I
Yeah,
use
yeah,
it all the time.
yeah, me too.
Alright, yeah, alright, cool, yeah, little notes there. Yeah, not bad, not bad, could be better.
That would just help,
Yeah, just help a
but
little
the
bit.
rest looks really good. I think the dragon's a bit sharp to my taste,
Yeah, and
but
well, and what kinda killed me too is, like, right at the beginning, right? So, I start
yeah,
losing the read. I'd really still like to see the silhouette
it
of the
feels sharper than the guy. Is it just
yeah,
me? Maybe it's the texture.
it might
Anyways,
be the texture. Yeah, it might be the texture,
might be,
but just a little bit.
might be.
Alright, let's see, roto cleanup and projection. This is interesting. It looks like a again, this might be one of those stylized
Oh,
shots.
the focus on the center building
Mhm.
at
See that
the
sharp
very
jump?
beginning. See,
Mhm.
there's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, see yeah, these are little flickers.
This and the other one too, just after, like the brown orange building behind the one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep,
Is
that
it
one right
me?
there, yeah. No, I'm feeling the same thing, yeah. I would
I just feel like I agree with the stylized, but there's something.
well, nothing really feels like it doesn't feel like a stylized shot except for the use of the depth of field, right? So, if it doesn't, like, scream out super stylized, I would probably try to keep my depth of field rules as
Yeah. What is the
grounded in
word in
reality.
that? cleanup. What is it? I don't see
Roto cleanup
projection.
and projection.
Jamar, you picked a really tough plate to do
You
projection
did.
on. There's so many depths in there. It's really hard.
Yeah, and it's a read. It looks like it's a segment, or is he segmenting? Okay, so he's adding in some parallax. It looks like, but
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
feeling the
that's a good
parallax.
exercise.
Maybe a tiny little bit, like
Yeah.
some of the corners if you track it. Yeah, it feels like a tilt shift, like a toy
Mm,
shot.
yeah, because
Yeah,
of the depth of field.
just the depth of field. I would take out that whole push rack, depth of field
Mm,
aspect of it and just make it a really solid like environment,
for
realistic,
sure. Yeah.
you know.
Because
And let's
there's
think,
so many depths and stuff, like by itself
yeah,
without the depth of field and all that is already like a solid exercise
yeah.
for
Well,
sure.
and then the story too here is the roto cleanup and projection, right? Not the depth of field.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
So
really highlight that.
if you wanna push those things, yeah, I agree with you. I would take off the defocus
Yeah.
and that stuff. And I would probably kill the little lights on the front building because they keep my eyes keep going to it, like
Oh,
the screen left building,
mhm.
like the lights, I might kill that
Yeah,
if
I agree
if
because it just
possible.
pops, right?
Yeah, it pops and it makes me focus on it. But
Yeah.
that's a detail. I I would kill the depth of field
This
first.
shot is all about the focus.
Yes.
The depth of field focus, where your eye is focusing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's it.
It's it's very complex.
Very
There's
complex. I wanted to highlight that, right? Yeah.
lots of depths,
Yeah.
lots of
All
work.
right, let's go on to mark.
Hey, little guy.
Oh, look at this. Marker removal, CG, and deep compositing. We've had a
Composite.
few artists, last time we had a deep compositing, shot, and, they came on and we had some questions about it. I'd love to see more about what the actual deep compositing aspect of this was.
That's probably the smoke, I'm
Oh,
guessing.
this oh, but see, too sharp. Too sharp.
It's too sharp. Too sharp, too bright.
Too sharp, too bright.
Too sharp, too bright.
And
Yeah,
again, you know your dragons, little dragons, big dragons.
yeah. It's cute. Love
It's
the
very cute.
eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cute. Yeah, and nice lighting, feels very integrated. The depth of field on this is fantastic. It's really nice.
It's very classy.
Yeah. And CG, I'm guessing that this is gonna be when they say CG, they're saying they lit this as well, and if, that's the case, this is very nicely lit.
It's
I
hard when you don't have like a specific like top. So it was integrated on top of the floor, which was cleaned out.
Mhm. I'm almost wondering if this would just be so much easier if it was just all CG. You know?
That
Why did
would not be an exercise.
No, it wouldn't be a it would not be an
Be a
exercise, that's
different
right.
exercise if the work is cleaning up the floor.
That is so true.
That's
Yeah,
really yeah, that's cute.
I love all the texture work on this little dragon, like, look at those little bumps. It's really fantastic.
I
Yeah,
love deep compositing.
I do too. The only problem with deep compositing is how big those files are. They're so
Yeah.
big.
And it's I don't know, like, I think it's gonna improve with time, but it's clunky still.
Yeah,
You
it's so
agree? Like,
I to yeah.
ugh, I feel sometimes like I'm trying to do something, and I'm
Yep,
like, "Okay,
I was I
how am I
remember
gonna do that with
totally.
those nodes?"
I remember
Like,
I got to become the comp soup for, when we did Freebirds, and it was right after, Planet of the Apes came out, so deep compositing was really getting pushed,
mm,
and I was so, young and eager, and I was like, "We gotta do deep compositing. Look at those feathers, it looks so good." And then our system admin came in and was like, "This is great, this is fantastic, except that we've maxed out our storage within, like, a month of production." And I was like, "Oh, no.
yeah,
They're so big." But they're
and it's
great,
hard
they're
to
so powerful.
handle sometimes too, like, you need to pre-comp everything.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, the only note I might say for this guy is, I'm a stickler with the eyes. It feels a little lifted in the,
I agree with you. I was just about to say there's something with the blacks of the eyes.
yeah,
It's a bit
very close, just that little polish. Yeah, it's a solid 50 minutes. I think you probably have, I don't with everything that we were talking about here. Yeah,
good
that's a
work,
solid 50 minutes.
Jamar.
Good
Yeah.
work, Jamar. That is fantastic. Let us know all about, your experience with deep compositing in the comments. That'd be fantastic. All right, let's go. Let's give, Jamar a thumbs up. How much time you got left?
Hey,
What are we looking at?
whatever. It's fine. How much do we have?
Let's
Just
do this is
one
our
and
last one.
then
We got a few. It's really
there's
nice.
just one.
Everybody's
Oh, okay.
posted. We're just gonna keep an open thread for people to add their reels to it. So if anybody wants to get
Very
their
cool.
reels
Yeah, yeah,
reviewed,
yeah, for sure.
go here and we'll get to them as we get to them,
Yeah, for
one at a
sure.
time.
That's cool.
So
I'm
let's
enjoying
finish
this.
off with Halit VFX.
Halit.
Halit.
Halit, you gotta tell us how to pronounce your name, buddy.
I know it's a. I
Sorry.
need a phonetic. I'm, I'm I'm horrible with that. Let's go full screen. Let's see
That's
it.
why
All right.
I ask people to just call me Jen.
Hey,
Jen
Jen.
is fine. All right. Oh, car rigs.
Oh, but oh, that's good.
Oh. Oh,
Okay.
that looks tough.
That looks wow.
What?
Look at that lace. That's pretty good. Wow.
The blue. There's something with the blue. It's
The
lifted.
blue.
It's okay. The the blue caught my eye. That's nice. Water.
Oh yeah, it looks
Very
great.
nice. I want that shot. Let's fit.
I want it.
I want it. Okay.
All
Yes.
right. Oh, and all that work just oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. All right, that's blues and reds.
Mm-hmm. I like the dirt.
Yeah, it's good dirt. Okay. All right. Cool. Some things. Let's talk about some things. So let's go to the start. Uh Started out like really
Tracking.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
tracking, time-based painting,
Time-based
cleaning.
painting.
I wish that they included a breakdown of what they were doing on each shot because they started out like that and then just kind of went away. I'd love more of that because that's really that's nice lighting.
Yeah.
That's nice
It
modeling.
works.
Yeah, I mean, look at
Yeah.
the first
It
things I
works.
always look at too is the shadows, right?
Oh
Shadows in the
yeah.
ground.
It's
That
a
looks pretty nice.
telltale.
Maybe a little dark. Maybe a little dark. What do you think?
Um, my question is always when something is in the shadow,
Mm,
it should not cast a shadow. You know what I
that is
mean?
true. Yep. Yeah, it should just
So
become
it
the
should
shadow.
there should be an occlusion. I agree. There should be an occlusion because you're gonna have less light bouncing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if that is like, because I feel like right now I see additive shadows, which
Yeah.
should not happen.
Yep.
So to me, that's an issue. And that, like my beloved mentor would say, this is not mathematically correct,
Not mathematically
in my
correct.
opinion. So I would use the shadow, at least in the shadow, as an occlusion and make it much lighter.
Yeah, yeah, I think they are using it like an occlusion because you look at the shadow here.
The
This
shadow
isn't
in the sun is great. I
that's
agree. But
perfectly
when it
integrated.
gets into the shadow, it should just not exist. You know what I
Yep,
mean?
totally.
It
Yeah,
should it should be added to like, I don't know what merge you would use for that, but it would be like a min, but I don't know, not a min, but you know what I mean.
Oh, you're digging into the operations. We can
But
nerd out
that's
about all
not
the.
it. That's not what I mean.
Yeah, we can do it.
It wouldn't be a min because it would get really dark. That's not what I mean.
Hey,
But
you wanna
like,
know a secret?
go
Anytime that
for it.
I'm doing anything with a merge and I'm trying to, like, do stuff like that, I'm just going through. I'm like, "I'll try that
Oh
one.
man,
Nope, looks weird. Go that one. No, looks
Victor
weird."
Perez, I do that too. But
Yeah.
Victor Perez has the best
Oh, for sure.
breakdown of like how all the merges work in his best practice course
Oh,
for MX PhD.
oh, who?
He
Which
go
w
Victor
oh,
Perez
oh, yeah.
did
Oh, yeah.
a best practice FX
Yep.
PhD class that I had a look at, and I always go back to it because it's amazing. And he
It
goes
is.
over all the merges and what they do, and every time I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
See?
It's a great thing to check out.
Yeah.
I recommend it.
Yeah, I recommend FX PhDs in general. Like
Oh yeah,
Action VFX, great for
yeah,
stock. FX PhD, great for all the
for sure.
tutorials. Just
Yeah. It's a bit of a budget though, like when you're struggling for funds
for
with a
sure.
PhD. But if you really want to be like a self-taught compositor, it's the best platform.
Yeah, for
Or
sure.
any artist for what it is, because honestly, they have great courses.
Yeah, they do. They really do. Then they have certifications too. It's really cool. All right, that's yeah, just a little bit,
Oh
tiny
yeah,
little
that would be
details.
it. Like I really love the lighting and stuff, but the shadow, when it's in the shadow, it shouldn't look like that,
Yep,
in my opinion.
agreed. Agreed. All right, this keying compositing. This needs to be the whole, like that lace. They just need to zoom in on that lace.
Crazy.
That's Mary Poppins. That's really, really hard. And look, that background, look at that key. Look at
But
that. It's not even an
plate
even
looks so lifted. Like I'm impressed that they were able to get such a good key. Is it Roto?
I man, I if
Because
that's
the
roto,
blue is so light.
it's if that's
Like,
roto, I would love for them to
'cause,
put yeah,
if someone gave me a plate like that, I would be really sad. Like it looks really hard to key.
looks really hard.
Oh, I have a hard time believing that they got such a good key out of that plate, which looks super lifted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Please
a
tell
feeling.
us.
Because I think there's probably a lot of roto in there, in my opinion, I think.
I
And
would
that also makes me sad. It's
I
a tough shot. Good job on making that work,
so
is all I'm gonna say.
it's really and nice background integration.
Yeah,
Nice
yeah, for
plate.
sure. Yeah, looks good.
Yeah.
Just one thing that caught my eye,
What's that?
the the edge of the boat
Yep.
being blurry makes me feel like the background should be a lot blurrier.
Yeah, right
I
down
don't know
here,
what
right in the bottom left corner.
Just because
Mhm.
if I look at the very back of the boat where the little metal piece is behind her to the screen right, yeah,
Yep, yeah,
just
yeah,
makes me feel like maybe the client, well, maybe the client didn't want his background to be too blurry, but realistically, if I want to match the plate, I
yeah.
feel like the background should be blurrier.
But he paid for that background. He wants to see all that background. Don't
Yes,
blur that background.
see the dragon in the trees.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's a very good eye. Yeah, it's those gut feelings, right? Like, you don't really ever that's years of just compositing. You sort of go, "Ah."
Yeah, I'm like, why am I annoyed? That's what it is. It needs to be blurrier, I
Yep,
think.
I
But
think you're right.
it's not always the person comping. Sometimes it's a like you were saying earlier, it's like if you watch the shot in context, sometimes you need to cheat some stuff.
Yep.
There's
I
lots
think
of different reasons why something would be less blurry, more blurry.
yeah, yeah, I agreed.
But look at the
Well,
sequence.
that lace, wow. I wanna
Yes,
know everything about that lace.
yes. Well, you know that lace, if the background was super contrasty, I would be like, yeah, good keying job.
Yeah.
But I'm almost convinced that it's a lot of roto because the background is so light.
Yeah. Yeah, in that raw plate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright,
So
let's
light
let's
and not uniform. There's
yeah.
like
Oh my god, I know.
texture
Again,
and
I would have
pipe.
cried. Alright,
Yeah.
let's check out this guy. Alright, cool.
There's- yeah.
Animation, texturing, lighting, tracking, compositing, and supervision. Everything
Okay.
right there.
All the
Get
stuff.
it. So the blue,
The blacks are too lifted, in my opinion. And
just
I
a little
think
bit.
what kills what kills it a bit is the fact that the sign that's blue is so blue.
Mhm. I was thinking the same exact thing.
Yeah. I've ah, I think the blacks are way too lifted, especially on the cabin,
Yep.
unfortunately.
Yep, I think you're right. Good
See the
shot, though.
blacks, yeah.
Shadow,
And
truck,
I
right?
think I think see, if you go all the way back to the beginning, like, if I take into account the atmospheric perspective, at the beginning, I like it. It
Mm.
works, but I think as it comes a lot closer, the colors should have changed a lot
Yeah, I
as
agree.
it arrives towards us and be more contrasty. And then at the end, just go back into the being lifted.
Yep. Yeah, totally
I
agree.
think the middle of the shot, it would have needed to be the blacks less lifted and the colors more contrasty. And then, especially since you take into consideration like the reflection of the sky and everything, I think,
Mhm.
anyways, it's
I think
just
you're
a
right.
feeling.
Tiny. Tiny little adjustments. It's all
Yeah,
about those
yeah,
tiny
yeah,
little
yeah,
adjustments.
yeah, yeah.
Really
But
nice tracking.
about there and a little bit after should have been more contrasty.
Yep.
That's a turtle. I didn't
It's a
notice.
giant turtle.
Holy crap, I didn't notice.
It's a giant
It
turtle.
looks good. I like
Look at
giant
that.
turtles. Reminds me of when I was a kid.
You saw
Never-ending
giant turtles?
story. No, never-ending story.
Oh, oh,
I'm
terrified me
old.
as a kid.
I had it on
Terrified
yes,
me.
I had it on VHS
Did you really? I
until
did
it
too.
broke,
Oh,
the
man.
VHS tape, because I watched it too much.
See, I broke my VHS tape because it scared me so much. I was like, "No." Alright, let's
Oh,
check
that's
out
what I'm jealous of.
keying and compositing. This is really
Oh,
nice.
looks really good.
Super
Like,
stylized, super neat. Particles. Wonder if they did the particles too.
oh,
Really good
I love
shot.
it. It's like slow-mo, but there's wind in the dress. It's really
Mhm. Yeah,
I
it's really
like all
good.
the bubbles. Looks really good. I have nothing to say about this one. It looks amazing.
Yeah,
I like the blacks.
yeah.
The
I like
blacks seem
the
to reflect like a depth from down. Anyways, I love it.
yeah, and just a little bit of, keep alive from the waves on the very top,
Yes.
right?
I really like it. I have
Very subtle,
nothing to
very
say
nice.
about this one, but great
Keeper.
things. Looks
Keep it.
amazing.
It's great.
Love it.
Multipass compositing. So this bugged me, right at if I can get right at the end. Right at the end. Right when, went away, the motion blur. That bug you too?
Oh,
That?
huh.
Wish
What
I could
bugs
have
you?
looped.
Because it
Sharp.
yeah,
It's
which
just a little bit too sharp, right? Do you feel the
yeah.
same way?
I think even if it's, like, realistic, it should be cheated, like, increase your shutter.
Yep.
Just boost the motion blur for the end. But, yeah, I agree with you. It would benefit the, narration for the motion blur to be a bit more blurry at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, just a little
It's
bit and
yeah,
that texturing
it's
detail, a little
black.
bit too clean. Could be a stylized thing, but I don't think. Just a little bit.
Is there motion blur? Because what I
Is
see is defocus.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. Needs
There's
just a
no
motion vector pass, right? Like,
yeah.
just something to give a little bit of
Uh, yeah.
alright, and let's go to
Fake
this guy.
multicolor is so precious in life. That's what
It
I'm gonna
is
say about it.
so true. So true, and this killed me 'cause, this is another kinda hallmark of compositing, right? The, burn-in footage of the TV. This,
Mm,
so lifted. I would probably lose that shot.
so yeah.
I would probably it doesn't do me anything, like, it doesn't really you've got a minute 37, you could lose this one. We find it's nice tracking. It's a good example of tracking.
It's a good exercise. Is that the final or is
It
that
looks
the
like the
final?
very end, that's the final, yeah.
Because I think you don't see the final enough. And why is the rest of the footage so light?
Right?
Yeah. Because if you're gonna do like a wipe like this, I would make sure that everything is in the same like color. I
Yeah.
want to say profile, but that's not what I mean, but the
Like,
same
oh,
color
the LUT?
area.
The
The
LUT?
LUT,
Yeah.
exactly. It feels like it's different LUTs right now. Maybe that's not the case, but that's
Mm.
what it feels like. And I think that's too light. If you want to show what you're doing,
Mhm.
the light part is just a bit disturbing. And the final result, which I think looks better, we see it like a second.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. It's one of those things I think, we don't have enough CRT monitors anymore. Everybody's used to these.
Yeah.
Like, "Well, it looks
And I
old. Like,
feel like
what do we do here for this?"
yeah, I feel like around the screen is too black at the bottom or something.
Agreed. Is that high contrast? High contrast.
Yeah.
Agreed. Alright.
Anyways, I don't
Move
know if I
on.
would cut it, but I would for sure fix what we just mentioned, for sure.
Yeah. Finesse it.
Because I
And
think it's a good exercise and the end result is good, but the wipe is not doing it any favor.
I was checking if there's a if I didn't see a credit list of the oh, no, there is. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Alright.
Because that's a good exercise for everything. Like I'm not bothered with any tracking. Like
Mhm.
the
Sticks perfect.
yeah, it's just the end result, like when you wipe and you get some very light colored passes of,
Yep.
it it just it kills the demonstration to me.
Totally. And it's got
But if
a
they were all good, like, I think it's a good exercise
I
for
think you're
sure
right.
because there's a lot of elements shown.
For sure. Yeah, just those little
Yeah.
fine when I first saw this shot, I thought, the goggles were CG. I thought those reflections like, "Oh, nice try okay." But no, that's not CG at all. Just it's the blue Mike Wazowski
It's
on the
good. Yeah, it looks like it was green and then it got distilled, right? That's
Yeah,
what
it
it
looks like it.
okay. Yeah.
Might have used Adrian's awesome tool.
Mhm. There's some really good spills.
Alright, let's
I
look at this.
really like one that is I believe it's in, Tony's, Nuke survival kit.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
called
Uh-huh. Yep.
Spill to Color.
Yeah, yeah, it is
Really
fantastic.
like I really like it.
Tony's another great
I use
compositor.
it a lot, that one.
Alright, this
It's
shot bugged
it's
me.
go for it.
Red, blue, and the flicker. What do you think? That reads like a mistake. It doesn't read like a
Um,
right? Or is that just me? Or is it like a police thing? Like a woo?
I think it looks like a police thing.
Hmm. Yeah, it looks,
I'm not bothered by I feel like the blue is a bit nuclear.
yeah, it's those blues, those primary colors, right? They're always, are a little bit too saturated in CG if you're not careful. Yeah, looks like over here too. Yeah, a little bit too red. I mean, it's nice, it looks like this is kind of an exercise in, full
Yeah.
CG multipass compositing, which is it's nice texture work.
The dirt in the window looks a little bit how can I say,
A little bit high contrast, a little bit not
maybe
tracking.
too
What do you think?
textury. It catches my eye too much.
Mm,
I would have probably gave it less opacity to
taken away
help the
from,
narration. Because
yeah,
now I'm really looking at the dirt and I should be looking at the robot.
for sure.
That's really something that I'm always like when I watch stuff, like what is my eye always coming back to? And I know you do the same as a VFX supervisor.
Exactly the same
It's
thing, yeah.
it's a it's like c'est ça.
Yep. That's exactly.
It's really like I when I watch stuff on repeat, like if something just if I always go back to something, you really want to tell yourself, do I want to emphasize that because I like where my eye is going,
Mhm.
or is something attracting my eye that's taking away from the narration of the shot? So
Yeah,
it's always what like, am I helping the narration with that element, or am I killing the narration and I should,
such an important
you know,
point. And this is honestly a great shot to, demo this because I kept looking at this shot, and I'm now realizing this is the reflection of the robot we're seeing. It felt like
but
a ship outside of the window, right? Like, it felt like something
I'm
in the
gonna be
mist.
the devil's advocate here.
Please.
What is behind the robot that makes us see only his reflection, but not whatever's behind him?
Oh, that's a very good
You know
question.
what I mean? So
Very good
in my
question.
head, I'm thinking it looks like there's nothing behind him. Like
Just a
it's not a room. You know
white
what I mean?
void.
Yeah. So that would be a little bit of an issue.
Such a good call, yeah. Yeah, and,
Yeah.
it's such heavy texturing on the window, but then, like, no
But I like it
texturing.
though. The idea is good, but
Yeah,
it's like behind him is just a like outside. You know what I mean?
yeah, totally, totally, and I'm
So
I'm
that's
I'm I'm picking up on, like, how much, like, texture is on the window and then how little texture is on the robot and the rest of the room. It's,
yeah,
you have to have, like, an equal level of texturing,
exactly.
otherwise
Yeah, for sure.
it's feels
But I
jumpy.
think everything, if you're aiming for like that level of realism, everything needs to be the same level of realism.
Exactly, exactly.
But sometimes we kind of lose ourselves, like going like, "Oh, this dirt on the window looks so good. I'm gonna like put more."
Uh-huh, you get
But
so married to it. Yep,
yeah, exactly. Kill the
yep.
baby.
Kill the babies. Kill the babies and tell us about this lace shot. It's so good. All right, Halit,
Halit,
thank
good work, Halit. Very good
thank
work.
you. Thank you so much. Oh,
Woo!
you went infinite.
Myself a lot.
There we go. I
Hey,
will
that
give
was fun, Doug.
that was fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Oh,
This is gonna be
thanks.
up a little bit later in the week when I get a chance to edit it, and,
Yeah.
we'll let, I'll let the artist know that we checked it out. If you guys want your demo reels reviewed, we have an open thread on the VFX Talk forum. So come on and join us. We've got awesome people like Jen over here. Just say
Oh,
hi,
thank you.
Jen. and, and so many, we got to let it go for 1,000 now. It's crazy. So come on
That's
over and,
awesome.
let us know your work. Let us, know who you are, and give you guys some feedback. So thank you again so much. I'll let you get to you got a party to go to.
Yeah, 5:30. I'm okay.
Get
I'll
ready
be
here.
good. I might be there for the picture.
I'll end with my super nerdy, kind of guesses.
Oh,
It was so
my
nice talking with
first
you. I'm really
colorblind
enjoyed this.
compositor friend.
You can tell
How
everybody.
fascinating.
Well, you have a great night, Jen, and,
Thank you.
let's do this again. This is fun.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I loved it. I hope I
Alright.
wasn't too picky.
You're great. No, this is exactly what it's all about. It's the constructive critique. All of our stuff could be
Awesome.
better. I said this last time, if you saw my student reel, oh, you would have
Oh
so
my
much.
god, I would never show my student reel. It was I've been doing this for a little bit. It
Yeah,
dates back from 2007. It looks horrible.
mine too.
Was a 720 by 456 or something like this. It was just a mess. I loved my school. They were awesome, but that looks horrible and I'm never showing it.
Well, if you wanna see mine, mine's actually at the very bottom of the, demo reels thread is I've pinned it, so you
Gosh,
just
no,
rip it
my
apart. I wanna
screen
know.
demo will stay smothered forever.
I totally understand. Alright, I will talk to you soon, okay?
Yeah, thanks, Doug. That was
Yeah.
fun.
Thank you so much, Jen. Will we, yeah, have a great party, and we'll be talking
Yeah,
soon.
thanks. Okay.
Alright.
Bye,
Bye.
you guys. Good job, guys.
Good job. Yay.
Yay.
Alright, see ya. Bye.
Bye.